Hello everyone, welcome to this episode of Dummies and Dice. For some reason, the browser thing isn't showing up on the screen.
Doesn't like you. Fix it.
There we go.
Oh dear lord, I did not want to be on that map.
There we go.
Fix it.
There we are. Okay.
Oh, it
Fix
is
there.
it. Is it fixed?
Hello. Hello everyone, welcome to this episode of Dummies and Dice.
Wait, no.
Apologies for being a bit late, technical difficulties.
We were waiting for people.
Like, I mean, we may sometimes start the stream at 10, but we never actually start at 10. Wake up.
No.
Good
Wake
point.
up.
I don't know.
No,
We've
I
been
don't
here
want to
for-
wake up. No.
We've all been here for half an hour. It's just you two.
Oh yeah, you know I've been sat at my desk since I've got back from work, so I just haven't been in the VC.
Have you eaten?
Wow.
No, because I had like
You don't like it?
He was ignoring us.
1.5 pizzas for lunch.
Wow.
You said to me for
Hey,
not
it's
eating.
1.5. That's pretty damn good.
Yeah, it was a late lunch and it was a lot of pizza.
There we
I may
go.
go eat
Do you have
popcorn
any
afterwards.
pizza left, by the way?
Okay.
I have 38 arrows. Doing good.
Oh,
I
right.
have
need to
5 dynamite sticks. Good.
Oh,
Oh,
right,
that-
that's not good.
Yes, use those during the festivities.
Yeah.
Fireworks.
I will join you on this.
No. No. I will take those from you.
This is Jam saying that, not
I know.
Agnes.
I know. That's why I said I'll take them from you.
Agnes would not let you.
Alright. There we go.
Probably because Boar's more likely to act out that idea than anyone else.
Yeah.
I mean, I do have. No, my intelligence actually is low. So.
Oh, Indy, stop howling.
If you say hi to your dogs, would you remember to say hi to your dogs for me? I will hurt you if you didn't.
Ah, I can
You
hear
mean you want me to get up and postpone us playing D&D more just so I can go pet the
you-
dogs?
I asked
Yes,
you
go
on
pet the dogs.
Monday to pet the dogs for me.
Of course I
Go
pet
pet
the
the
dogs since Monday.
For me, though.
Rebel, come here so
Sure,
I
why
can
not?
pet you. Come here.
Same difference, right?
Hey, I want to
No.
pet you for Abby.
What
Come here.
about the list for
Pet,
me?
he's my pet.
Like saying hi, just saying hi to someone, but not
See,
specifying who it's
I'll.
from.
Don't worry, Abby. I'm nice. I pet Rebel. Don't worry.
Thank you. Oh, Linda, I'm glad I can rely on you for that.
a good pet nutmeg, but I think she's out killing mice.
Probably try to kill me.
Uh. So wait, is the stream live? Yeah. Right?
Yes.
Yes.
It is.
Yes, it
Sorry,
is.
God.
Live.
So you can't say things like turkey basters or...
Oh,
I thought it was a chicken baster.
I,
No,
no,
wait.
No, I think they're officially called turkey.
Welcome to
Yes.
4 stream chats. They're painful.
oh, look. Watson's on his game today.
The topic of Sono's pillar again. What I googled.
Cerno's pillar, patty cake.
Is it a
A
chicken?
lot of a lot of interesting things.
His
have been spawned.
ex-girlfriend. It's a complicated one. Probably includes patty cake.
Baster.
You say his complicated one as if they all
Or
weren't
a-
complicated.
Yeah,
I'm
turkey.
confused. I've lost track. What's
We
going
only
on?
know of one.
that was off stream. That was before the stream started.
Stainless steel chicken turkey baster. I don't think it matters.
Why are you googling this?
Because I was curious if it's chicken baster or if it's a turkey baster.
I've always heard it as turkey based.
Moving on.
No, I meant like in general use, not what we were talking about earlier.
Oh,
Mhm.
Yeah, but no, in general, it's just a turkey baster.
I mean, I'm seeing it used on chicken. I think it's.
I assume it's even
Anything.
named a chicken or turkey depending on which bird you're using it on.
Either
no,
way, it
Hello,
sucks out.
Sophie.
generally-
You've chatted in the chat. It's now
Will
popped up on
basically-
stream because I set that up. No,
Okay,
stream.
no, I just didn't know if I couldn't see chat. But
Hmm.
no, no one's spoken in chat yet.
No,
Oh,
yeah, no.
Okay.
And I don't actually know how many people are in chat because I don't have the second thing open. That would
I mean,
sort
there's
of tell
6
me,
people
but
watching.
I don't. It
No,
says 5
7.
on my screen. Oh god, I cannot see that name. Okay, that's
Well,
Ninja. That's a
That's
dark blue.
generic.
Hey, generic.
Hello.
Welcome.
Generic.
Hi there.
Yeah, I just remember we always had those turkey basters to suck out snot when I was a kid.
Jam. No.
Gross.
What?
I'm not. I dare not repeat it.
What?
But
What?
why?
What'd you do? What'd you do? What'd you do? What'd you do? I need to know this. What'd you do? What'd you do?
No.
What did I do?
Literally.
What did you do?
You know
I
what you
don't
did.
know.
You fucking deleted it. Up you.
What
What'd
did I
you
do?
do?
I should have
What did
taken.
you do?
I should have
type it
taken
on
a
screen?
screenshot. Why did I not take a screenshot?
What did you do,
Type it
honey?
on
I need to know this now.
screen.
I'm
I didn't
curious.
do anything.
Nah,
D-
she's not
I
gonna
know you're
tell you.
lying. I know she's lying. I can hear it in her voice.
Yeah. Yep.
What'd you do?
I didn't send you a screenshot of the DM between me and Comet. It's really weird comment he made.
Oh.
Yeah, and then you just added.
Well, yours is the last comment, dude.
Anyway,
Please,
Mhm.
let's start. I don't want to do this anymore.
No, we're picking on you. This is the entire stream anymore. Yeah, we're just gonna pick on you from now on.
It may be
Well.
fun to watch, but it's painful to experience.
we shall go from you guys picking on comets to severely distrusting anything I put before you.
Yes.
We
Yes.
return
Like
to
normal.
the overly distrusting Syrcas as they slowly awake, or in one's case, just outside of Neverwinter. Most were sleeping off the evening's drinks, some people having started the festivities early. There was a sound of bustling on the streets as people make their way along the roads in great numbers. Your thoughts linger on the previous week's journeying. A disappearing village, seemingly taken by a well-organized group receiving instructions. Seeing something rare as a migration of centaurs. Preceded by seeing an old foe, battered but still very much alive, a young green dragon. The sound of all familiar bagpipes reaches most of your ears.
Oh god, not bagpipes.
Probably time to get up, quieten the cat, and see exactly what the Festival of Summer Lights has to offer.
Cerno's still drunk and sleeping. He's sick. He's sleeping
I
it
would
off.
state
He carried
hungover,
on.
but not drunk.
Hungover. Fine. He's still
Not
sleeping.
yet, at least.
I mean,
Let's
it
do
is
this.
possible to wake up drunk. Not from experience.
Mhm.
I
Totally.
was
Yes,
about
but
to ask.
he only
Okay, yeah, okay, that's a lie there.
He only had 2 drinks, so he's hungover, not drunk.
He's little.
He could be in like.
And he's a
extreme
basis of
lightweight.
me. I'm sure I'm a lightweight. I wouldn't
He's
know.
little.
Did he eat food before he drank?
No. Jam literally
Yes.
just.
No.
Agnes
Yeah, so
literally
that's
made him
because-
go over to a bunch of strangers,
You-
make him
you
talk to them,
dumbass.
and he ended up buying the whole tavern a drink. Because
Thank God you have the money for that.
escalation. Escalation.
You made friends though, right? Did you get these
Sure.
guys' names?
Totally.
I mean, they may
No,
they
he
may
didn't.
remember him, but he probably doesn't remember them.
That's true.
Nope.
Yeah.
He's
Ah.
blocked the experience out.
I like being outside.
He's sad now. He don't know when. All he
I
has
think Agnes is
giant
probably
bugbear
downstairs.
bitchy witch.
One of the earlier ones.
Mhm.
Yep, Cerno's still
Boy's down
asleep
there
in
as
front of the
well.
notes he's made. In his drunken stupor.
Boy's down there as well, eating cereal.
Where's the cat playing bagpipes?
That's
On the roof.
actually a really good question. Boy finds his
Where
cereal
is she?
and walks out.
She's on the roof as usual.
Oh fuck.
Good luck getting up
Of
there.
course you do.
I would
Right.
throw a shoe at her, but I like my
Kinda
shoes.
need it.
You guys are so far away.
You
I'm
put
sorry.
yourself there.
You're the one who decided to walk all the way to the other side of this incredibly large town.
Well,
Mhm.
I was off doing stuff, and
You
people
could
were
have,
like,
gone to this gate and like slept over here outside of the.
yeah, but
like,
we're
festive
we're
stuff.
heading north anyway, and I want to get through before the festival,
Eventually.
before it gets all super busy. No,
Agnes kind of wants to go to the festival and hang around for a bit.
Yeah, you actually never told the rest of your party of your intentions. You just walked off.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, yeah. Can I send Night Eyes to go find them? With like a little note or something? I don't know.
You can,
Hey,
but it'll take
fuckers, I've
quite a
left
while.
you.
I believe in Night Eyes. I even have paper.
I mean, considering it took you a couple of hours to get across.
Oh shit, I still have that map. Oh, I need to look at that.
I don't even remember what map you're going on about. I
A
mean, what?
modern piece containing a map to a ruin or a dungeon. You know, that one I have, I don't remember having.
From her background, I'm guessing.
Oh, that one.
Oh, can I
being-
rip out a piece from the Lone Wraith's diary? Right on there.
Okay, well, Boy
Right,
is
with my
going
dagger.
to, after eating breakfast, he's going to go out and get Savangal off the roof.
Good luck with that.
I mean, in due time, I think she
I'm
comes
good
down
anyway.
after finishing her practicing.
No, let Bull go get her. Let Bull go get her.
As soon as Boy gets outside, it's just the cat jumps down.
No, I feel like it's Boar attempting to climb a building, and then the cat just kind of jumps down, steps on him, and then walks off.
Yeah, I can see that.
And leaves them hanging off the midway of the building.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, God damn it, cat.
I mean,
Well,
Causing a bit of a spectacle, some of the people walking around do turn to watch this. However, most continue on their way, heading out of the southern gate.
Is Night Eyes gonna... Has Night Eyes made its way?
Nope.
Nope.
No, well, I'm sending Night Eyes. They've written my note.
It's
Is Sano still out?
city.
Oh god, how far is that? I missed it.
That's 6
It took
miles.
you... It took you a few hours.
So it'll take Night Eyes about half the time flying.
Mm-hmm. He's got
And
it.
it'll take the full time just because he has to fly back.
Mm.
True. That'll be fine. He'll be okay.
Boy's gonna start
Should we
heading into town.
I would say go get Arsene. But that's
So far
a
away.
real long walk.
Maybe I planned for this.
Boy's outside heading into town already.
Samuel's gonna start her morning run.
Heading into town.
Heading into town.
Bearing in mind, you cannot run across the entire town as much as you want to do so.
I know.
Like last time. Oh my god, I will applaud that still.
Jesus.
Where
That
is...
was something else. That was something else. Entirely.
I think Night Eyes has a flight of 60 foot.
Yeah, and you have a movement speed of 30, so it will take half the time for Night Eyes to get there. So it will take the same amount of time it took you to get there for Night Eyes to get to where they are and back, not including how long it will take for him to try and find them.
Cool. He'll be fine.
Jeremy, you still here?
I don't know.
You
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
Oops. And she left.
No.
As soon as I say that, of
Yep.
course she leaves.
Well, no, she didn't like that you said that, so now she's gone.
Mm.
Oh,
Like I didn't want to be
Yeah,
here.
that's how it works.
It's the tricky paster.
Oh
Is
no.
there such thing as an emu baster?
I
I'm
wouldn't
sure
know.
You can just make use of the same tool.
Based
I mean,
stuff.
yeah, you can probably make
can we-
same. Just use the turkey
Can-
baster to
Are
baste
we,
emus.
are we ever going to move on from this topic? Or is this all you guys
I
are
feel
thinking
kinda bad
about?
'cause I kind of started.
Alright, you want a
You
topic?
got-
So Ninja, how's the baby bag?
Shut up!
Lano is asleep. The cat is starting to do their morning run. Or has just had his head trod on. Arsene has sent Night Eyes, a messenger pseudo dragon, and is going to be sat around waiting on her ass for quite a while. What
That
is
sounds
Agnes
amazing.
doing?
We can
Apparently
hear you
not
typing,
much.
hun.
Yeah, I know. Well, I didn't know you could hear me typing, but I know you could hear me.
What is the bitchy witch doing?
What is Agnes doing? She is going to finish her food and drink and start to walk out the tavern. And she goes past the cat and bear. It's like, I'm going to the festival. If you wish to join me, you can. If you wish to wake up the druid, you can. Do what you wish. And she walks out towards the south gate.
All right. Agnes follows the main flow of people heading south. Well, technically east, but to the south gate.
What time of day is it right now?
Currently, it's somewhat early morning. You're looking at, well, I say early, it's probably about 9ish, so mid-morning.
So yeah, still pretty early. I guess Boar's gonna walk back in and wake up his little buddy by banging on his door.
Didn't they share a room?
I believe they did.
Oh. Yeah, okay. Boar opens the door and flips him out of bed.
He's lying on the floor, sprawl. He's lying on the floor, spread out across a few paper notes that are on the floor, scribbles on them.
Can I look to see what's on the paper? Before I wake him up?
What language did you write it in?
We'll say common.
Alright. Make an investigation check, Boar?
But they're right in front of me!
Yeah, but it's to scan through Cerno's scribblings, drunk scribblings, to find useful
Damn it,
information.
alright.
Yeah.
First roll of the night, let's do this.
Let's see how you go. Come on.
Roll d20.
Okay.
Okay.
It seems to be talking a lot about weapons, nature, natural weapons, maybe something to do with magic. You can't really make too much heads or tails over it, especially since Cerno's head is over the vast majority of them, and there's a bit of drool making some of the ink run.
At least he hasn't thrown up on it.
Boar's gonna
Sure.
kind of pat his head, crouch down and just pat him awake.
I just realized why like nothing anyone was saying was making any sense to me.
Good
But
morning,
what can-
sunshine. Dio says hello.
He rolls over.
Is the paper he was drooling on stuck to his face?
Yes.
Yes!
I've opened my eyes, but I can't see anything.
You can see one, and the other one can just see a yellowy parchmenty color.
Is one of my eyes dead, Boar?
I take off the piece of paper.
I didn't know you were a wizard. You saved my eye.
Sure, I'm a wizard.
Then why
A
are you so
muffle wizard.
fucking useless with magic?
And I walk away.
Wait! No! Don't go! I start crawling along the floor, dragging myself.
Baby, come back!
Can I look at my scribblings?
You can indeed.
Do I
You have to
remember
make an
anything
investigation.
about what I did last night? Or was I too
You
drunk?
remember somewhat. You remember getting
Last
struck with
Friday
the
night.
inspirational of idea of my head hurts. Maybe I can make other people's head hurt.
Oh.
Ah,
Wait, so Cerno doesn't remember everything? Oh, well, Agnes is going to have fun with this.
Oh, this is gonna be fucking amazing.
I'll stuff the note into my bag pocket thing. I'm coming! I'm coming! He stumbles out and stumbles after him.
All right.
As soon as we get out the door, I go ahead and throw him on his shoulders so he doesn't have to walk in the crowd of people.
So we can just get motion sick instead.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, no, that's not good.
Oh no. Tell me when the hungover thing will sort of ease up. Because I have no idea, because I've never been drunk before.
It will
No.
slowly ease throughout the day.
Oh.
Right. So I assume Boar and Cerno also start to make their way towards the festival.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we start making our way downtown, walking fast.
Wait, did Savingale follow Agnes?
Savengale went for a run.
Oh,
Savigal jumped off of Boar's head and just took off.
Comet, that is the wrong direction.
I can't. Wait, what?
The festival is out of town.
Well, Boar's
Oh.
heading in the wrong direction.
I was going the wrong way too.
No, I thought it was in town as well.
Nope. Jam is the only one who remembered that you walked past them setting up stools, and the fact that I kept on saying people were heading to and out through the southern gate.
Alright.
Oops. So,
Jam listens.
I'm drunk.
So,
Are you sure, Dad?
You're
RC
not drunk.
I have
You were
to act like it.
wading through a flow of people going in the opposite direction, going, God, no one apparently wants to be at this bloody festival.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't like people. I was too focused on avoiding them.
so now you're just stuck there, and we gotta go get you.
I mean, we don't.
What's Savengale
Do
doing?
we have to drag?
She's still playing her instrument while going around. Both she's playing on her bagpipes and her other ones at the same time, like a one-man cat band army.
There you go.
What other
I could-
instruments
I
do you
could
have by
see
chance?
the yeah. Is it harmonica? No, wait, you couldn't play the harmonica. Never
Nope.
mind.
Welcome to the stream, Atlas.
I think it's a string instrument and a
Okay, how
Set
are
of
you playing
bagpipes.
this?
with her tail.
Yep.
Impressive.
Okay,
Like
that, yeah, that
Hallelujah on the bagpipes and the guitar.
Oh no.
The tail's just strumming. The bagpipes have the
The main.
Tune.
yeah.
Where's my other moon shoe at? Anyways.
Has Night Eyes made its way to us yet?
By the time Savengale's probably finished her music and also starts heading towards the festival, probably.
Do
Yay!
we
Who is he
catch up to
finding?
Agnes or?
Whoever he can see first.
Perception check.
Woo! +5 for night eyes.
It's a natural one.
Don't tempt fate.
Agnes would be like
22.
half an hour ahead
forgot
of
perception.
the others, right?
22.
You'd probably be about 10 minutes ahead of Boar and Cerno, and then Boar and Cerno
Hmm.
probably about half an hour ahead of Savengale.
Oh, there you go.
So, let's get into the fun stuff of this festival. That's
So-
totally not going to go wrong.
Mhm.
Excited for it. How about you?
Yeah. I totally didn't forget this was a thing.
Neither did I.
So, Boar and Cerno, whilst you're having this conversation, a familiar, very small dragon ends up making its way down to you, landing on top of Cerno, with clutching a folded bit of parchment in its mouth.
I take it.
Morning, Night Eyes, and I pat Night Eyes. I just start patting Night Eyes on top of my
I
head.
read it.
You can assume Night Eyes is grateful for the paps.
I read it. What does it say?
Oh, it just says, I didn't fancy going to the festival, so I'm staying outside at the north of town. Meet you when we leave.
Agnes!
You can't see Agnes.
Mhm.
Boy
Which
turns
one?
around and starts walking
Yeah.
to go and grab our
You're
steed.
gonna go get us.
I'm gonna go drag the child. Yes.
I hop off. The ball.
Well,
I'm
boys
gonna go
sit
check out the
down.
festival. You have fun, okay?
Alright.
Am I still carrying Night Eyes? Or has Night Eyes flown off?
I don't know. Night Eyes
I
wants to
think,
go.
I,
to the
I
festival.
think Night Eyes would accept some pats, and then when you dismount Boar, flies off and heads back towards our scene.
He
Oh,
waves to
brilliant.
Night
Follow
Eyes.
behind.
See you later,
Night
Night Eyes.
Night Eyes would fly as the crow does, so Bull would definitely not be able to keep up.
Oh yeah, no. Night Eyes already outpaces Boar And
Mhm.
as you stated, as the
Yeah.
crow flies,
Mhm.
since it's no longer trying to find something specific in a crowd of people, it gets back to our scene well before Boar gets there.
Yay.
However,
Boar
you do
starts
get the
making his way,
images
yeah.
in your mind, Arsene, of Bugbear and then being dragged.
Oh, all right. Okay. All right. I'm glad you found him, them. Thanks, Night Eyes.
I'm doing a light jog.
You'll it'll take you an hour and a bit to eventually get there.
Oh, I know.
So whilst you're traveling, I assume Agnes, Sano, and Savangao eventually get out of town and find themselves in the now quite busy and pretty much humming festival at this point. There is music floating through the air, and several different bands and bards play. Not really playing together. As you sort of distance yourself from one, you start to hear another, as they're sort of spaced far enough apart that that their music isn't clashing too much. You find that the air is filled with the smell of many a people in a crowded place, but also there's wafts of sweet pastries and a smell of some alcohol. You notice that there's several vendors sort of selling alcohol, what appears to be mead mostly, at small stalls set up. Amongst the stalls, there are all sorts of things. There appears to be people selling sort of handcrafted items. You see a few stalls selling embroidered fabrics. One selling pottery with painted on decoration or carved in decoration. Many a stand also selling pastries or other stands selling sort of cooked meats to eat whilst wandering. There are a few other stands, some, selling fancy cloaks, sort of styled, what you assume must be the latest trends, as well as a few small sort of jewelry jewelry stands, selling small knickknacks.
I start looking
Agnes.
through all the alcohol vendors to find Agnes.
The water has to go find the capes and see if she can buy one.
Okay
Alright.
then.
And Agnes?
She is looking to find out where and when the magic show is, while looking at the jewelry stores.
Well, all three of you roll investigation. And we
Right.
will also say, it has been enough time for Boar to reach the northern gate of Neverwinter.
I
Why?
gotta mute the music bot, but I'm really enjoying the music. Dang it.
Why?
It's starting to lag me. What's up?
And
It's
Jams-
sending. It's sending. Give it a second.
And the internet's being fun. Well, Sano, your investigation of the alcohol sellers actually ends up costing you about a gold, as you are now walking around just clutching 2 mugs of mead as you struggle to say no to some of the vendors. You, however, have not found Agnes, but you think your chances may be increasing slightly.
Okay. Currency. -1 gold. Awesome.
Savinga? You have you peruse some of the latest trends apparently, and find quite a flowing purple cloak. It's sort of cuffed with sort of faded gold fabric. It looks like either what was the color it was meant to be didn't quite work out, or it's clearly a stylistic choice which your simple fashion banal mind couldn't possibly understand. It's got quite long, flowing, and very wide-ended sleeves, and although it does appear to be made of quite a fine and soft material.
She takes it.
You haven't asked how much it is.
Does she literally just take it?
Not just thinking, it was like, so how much did this cost?
Well, that one in particular, because of the color, and purple kind of hard to find. I mean, that one will set you back about 8 silver pieces.
I'll take it. And she hands
Very
him over 8 stands over the silver.
Thank you. Enjoy your new fashion. You'll be the envy of the crowds.
She puts it on and like does a very ostentatious like flair with it and then leaves.
You find that these very, very wide sleeves are I'm trying to think of it, but essentially it's, you know, flares, the trousers, it's sort of like that, but just on the sleeves. They are ridiculously over exaggerated.
Oh,
So
fuck. I want one.
They're
you
called
could-
flared sleeves.
yeah,
For performances.
you could probably hide your bagpipes down one of them is essentially how big they are.
If you put a drawstring on like the cuff,
It would just make it look like he had a really baggy arm, but yeah,
I mean that's another look. But sure.
it certainly is. Agnes, you peruse through a few stores. There seem to be the normal sort of small crafted wooden charms. There's one store selling small little. It's more sort of small gemstones, but not precious gems. You're looking at things like jade. Well, I mean, it is somewhat precious, but you're looking at more things like jade, lapis. There's even a bit of obsidian. Although there is one stool which catches your eye. There's a small dwarven woman just sort of sat on a stool, and is just slowly twisting lever and still clearly making these pieces. And as you approach, you notice that she has some of the normal sort of stone ones which we've seen around, but also some of hers appear to encapsulate rather familiar but slightly different looking scales of varying colors. They're relatively small, about probably this. I say small, but I mean small for a dragon. Significantly larger than Night Eyes' scales, but you're looking at probably about the size of your thumb, the tip of your thumb.
Mm.
Why
size
are they
of the scale.
familiar?
As in, you recognize them as dragon scales,
Oh, okay.
and they're
It's
sort
like
of
I don't remember a dragon born in Agnes's backstory, but carry on.
no, not a dragonborn. These are proper dragon scales, which you recognize, having been up close and personal with a rather friendly green dragon who tried to
Yeah.
poison you all.
Twice.
He
Only once. The other time you just
we
let him fly by.
snuck.
But they seem to range from vary of different colors. The smaller ones you notice appear to be slightly less dull and vibrant, and not quite as shiny, although they all appear to be polished. And there's about one of these scales sort of per like bracelet, or there's a few of them arranged into a necklace showing like a slow change in color.
I'm trying to figure out which would she prefer scales or stones because she wants something that looks expensive. So I'd assume the scales would look more expensive.
It's definitely not something you've seen that often.
And what? How do I can say this. What would she have seen around the mansion? People wearing the posh people.
She would have seen sort of so most of these that you've seen have sort of been leather bands with sort of stones worked onto them, or sort of in somewhat of a pattern on a clasp applied to them. What she's obviously seen around the mansion a lot more precious stones. However, she doesn't really recall seeing anything with scales, and some of them actually, especially the metallic ones, there seems to be one or two quite slightly
scales would be
larger
one up.
metallic ones which appear quite shiny and very much like the metal they're meant to represent.
Is there any red or brass scales?
There are no brass, but there
Mm.
are two red scale. There are two pieces which work with red scales. There's a small bracelet which has a relatively small, it's somewhat shiny red scale. It's slightly dull in color, and there's another one which is more of a choker with sort of using a few other different scales sort of around it, but the main centerpiece is actually a rather large, probably about the length of your entire thumb, maybe a forefinger, red scale, which has a much deeper and vibrant color of red and is considerably, it reflects considerably more light.
How much is this necklace, please?
Oh, that one? That'll set you back about 20 gold pieces.
I'll take it.
Ooh, very well then. I'm sure it'll suit you. And she sort of
Thank
takes
you
it
very
off
much.
its display, hands it to you carefully. Would you like a little bag to carry it in?
Yes, please.
Okay, and so she reaches down under underneath the stool and sort of pulls out what appears to be actually quite a nice looking silk drawstring bag, where she sort of carefully puts it in and just about manages to get the big scale in, kind of pulls it closed and goes, "The gold."
Thank you very much, miss.
Thank you. And she kind of
By chance, do you gather these yourselves, or?
I happen to purchase some of them from wandering adventurers, although I do sometimes, on my travels, come across the odd loose scale or two. Most of them, I am yet to see more than several given to me at a time. It's mostly those.
So
who
these are
found
all
them.
ethically no.
They've all been found. They have not been plucked off a dead dragon, although I'm
That was
sure.
that was more Jam asking that. Okay.
Yes, these are. You do know that dragons do loose scales. They don't shed their skin like most reptiles, but their scales do have a tendency to sort of work themselves loose, especially if they got damaged, or if surrounding scales got damaged. They tend to somewhat fall out, and then the dragon sort of regrows its armor.
Did I find out anything on the magic show?
You found out due to a few heralds sort of wandering throughout, shouting information, that the show will take place just after dusk.
Cool.
Can Sono say what he's going to be doing now?
Certainly.
He's going to start walking through the thing, holding the big thing of mead, calling out to Agnes. Agnes! I've got booze! Please don't leave me alone! Everything's much bigger! Hello!
Yes, purple dragon scales are very much like shark teeth, although it is very rare to find larger scales because the older the dragon is, the sort of less it gets damaged in battle.
As soon as Boy reaches our scene, he's gonna take a seat next to her. What did I miss? Is something going on?
What's she giggling about?
I'm
don't
really
know.
curious now.
He's giggling about something.
He recognizes the music.
Good music. I recognize it.
I
too.
can't
Love
listen
it.
to it.
It's
Good, because it's copyrighted.
Exactly why I can't listen to it.
played near. No.
I'm going back to having that.
I
file
don't
muted.
recognize it.
I don't recognize it either.
Well, you can't dwell on
Very
it.
good.
Wow.
Wow.
God, okay.
So we're boring our scene.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Boy's sitting down next to our scene. I figured she'd be sitting down.
I know.
Boy.
Yeah, I know. Alcy's trying to figure out what to say. Oh my. thought you were at the festival, no?
Well, not fun unless all the friends are there.
I think it's more fun to not be at festivals, but you know, it's just a personal opinion. Go enjoy your festival.
Sure.
Abigail comes in with the it trailing behind her, like trying to make it as big as possible, just because it's Chloe.
Wait, you've gone after Boar?
No, she's just wandering around.
No.
Just
Yeah.
making the cloak sort of billow out behind her.
So, yes, I am fabulous. Look at me.
Well, I was saying, did you hear about there's gonna be a fighting ring there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You gonna enter?
Yeah. Was wondering if you'd come and cheer me on.
No, I'm sure you'd be fine with yourself. The rest of the gang will be there, and sure, Cord will be cheering you on and whatnot. And no,
I mean, I don't want to force you to come if you don't want to, but I did walk all the way here.
Ooh, guilt trip.
well,
Can I
Roll
make
to
a-
guilt.
roll to guilt, thanks. How if only I cared.
Oh! Oh!
Oh shit!
Okay, well, how about I'll just buy you a drink at some point, not today, when the festival's over, to make it up to you.
All right.
Great. Good luck.
Can I roll to grapple her?
Oh, for fuck's sake. No. No.
Sure.
Oh boy.
Strength opposed by strength. Sorry. Athletics opposed by athletics or acrobatics.
Wait, so do I get to pick which?
You get
Yeah.
to pick which ball has to use athletics.
The 12.
Come on. This. The gods align for you to come with
As
us.
you sort of feel somewhat happy with yourself and kind of settle back down, you just suddenly feel this massive hand clamp around your shoulder, just pick you
No.
up, and then
No.
just start marching back into the city.
Fucking God. The board.
Ah.
He's just
No,
carrying her
no.
away like Shrek does.
Yeah,
In the
like
first
yeah,
movie.
exactly. I'm
Mm.
really
Over the shoulder.
Yeah.
Right, Night Eyes, poison him.
Oh, no.
It won't
His
do.
night eyes is actually, you get an extreme sense of amusement from it.
Wow. Night Eyes is not getting any pets for like a good week.
You get the image of Cerno.
No one wasn't petting him either. No, no,
Oh,
I'll give Night Eyes a pet if he's following along.
no, you're not allowed. No, no.
Night eyes is trailing at a distance.
Anyways,
You're not getting that drink. Put me fucking down. What do we got?
I don't care about the drink, and I just keep
Lucky.
walking back.
Okay, hold up. Can I, wait. I don't know how long my arms are. I want to use the dagger of knots to try and trip him.
Boar's arms are significantly longer.
I did it.
He's
I'm
above
reaching
there,
to
so his
trip him.
arms are essentially just. He can reach he can reach with a weapon 10 foot away from him,
No, but I was hoping like.
and he's holding you aloft. He can make another check to try and break free.
Yeah. Fuck's sake.
Do I have to make the same one?
Yeah.
Or...
You have to roll again as well, Ninja.
Can you roll what?
You're
Oh!
gonna struggle and scream, but Bora just has you clamped tightly, holding both of your shoulders, just carrying you through the streets.
I swear to God. So at least pull my hood up because it's really embarrassing. You're gonna. Hey, if you wake up and half your stuff is missing at any point, by the way, not my problem. And you're not allowed to check where it's gone.
Assume it's you.
Nah.
And boy just keeps walking with a big old smile on his face, feeling.
God, no. You're not allowed to be happy about this. I swear to fucking God.
All right. So, Seven Girls, Cerno, Agnes. You know
Have I
what?
heard Cerno?
Agnes, are
That's
you
all.
trying to avoid Cerno?
I'm not trying to avoid him. I am not trying to find him. I am not
Cerno, make another
I'm just-
investigation check.
Yay!
walking around. Do you need to know my passive perceptions then?
I've started drinking or something, I don't know.
No, but you do hear just in the distance what you think is a familiar voice every now and then. As you sort of look around, you see this small child carrying two rather large tankards, just sort of peering around the back of some of the stools before one of the merchants sort of ushers him away.
Sorry, it's very hard to see. These are very big and
Yes,
very
yes. Run along.
difficult.
I got people to sell things too.
Yep, that's fine. Bye.
Agnes has walked away and ducks into the crowd.
Aw. Have I found anything while I'm wandering?
Are you looking for anything other than Agnes?
Just general things that may interest him or me.
All right. Well, you found one or two things which may interest him. Found what appears to be a sort of game, carnival-esque type game, where people are essentially sort of tossing sandbags and trying to get them to land within certain rings and winning a few prizes. There appears to be one or two other games about, and you've heard shouting a herald shouting about the starting time for the Dragon Breath Elixir Challenge.
Ooh, what is that?
You're
Oh.
not there.
When's
I
the
know.
Dragon Breath
I know
Elixir
it's
Challenge?
general.
When's that?
Just before noon.
What time is it now?
Oh, it's currently, you're probably now looking at reaching 11:30.
I'm gonna...
As Or and Arsene, probably by this point you have got back into the Travelers District.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna go
Agnes
start
heard
playing the
this.
games.
Has Agnes heard about the dragon breath thing?
Yeah, I would say she has, and probably Savangirl as well.
She would have liked to have picked up some sort of pastry to eat to go spectate.
That'll just cost you a couple of copper pieces.
Cerno's gonna go play that
Nice.
sandbag game.
All right. And Savangirl?
She is currently playing her bagpipes up in a tree while watching over everyone else.
Well,
Fuck.
someone sort of walks past, looks up, and then just tosses a couple of coppers to the base of the tree, and then continues walking past as you're playing this music. And you begin to attract a small crowd of children who are just sort of staring up at this long-robed cat individual playing the bagpipes in a tree.
She puts on a show.
Roll a performance check.
She falls out of the tree.
Rolling dice. Rolling the dice.
Roll 20 seems to be taking a while.
Seems to be a bit slow.
Oh,
All right, it's a pretty decent performance, and soon one or two adults are also sort of there, just somewhat confused, somewhat in awe of what is exactly happening. And a few more coins are getting tossed at the base of the tree, seemingly assuming you are one of the talents meant to entertain. All right, Cerno, you approach this sort of stand for what you now see is labeled as the boulder toss. And there's a sort of stand with several sandbags, sort of smaller sandbags, sort of stacked on it, and an area sort of cordoned off in a field. I say in a field, everything's in a field, but a part of the field sort of cordoned off so no one walks over it. And there, relatively near the end, there is essentially a target and one outer circle and an inner circle. The outer circle is sort of made of stones, whilst the inner circle is more just sort of circle of wood, which has sort of been embedded into the ground. So easy to tell easy to tell if it hits it or not.
Is there a line to play?
There's currently one adult sort of just beginning it, and he sort of kind of shot puts the sandbag, and it kind of flips through the air and thunk, lands just outside the outer ring. Goes, and the sort of stall goes, "Hey, better luck next time. Feel free to buy some more throws." And he goes, maybe later, and sort of wanders off.
Me next!
Most certainly. That'll be 5 copper for 3 throws.
He's still holding the
I put the tankards
beer,
down,
right?
and I
You sort of reach up, place them on the table before making your way over. The
fish out the
chap
copper,
running
so
the
it's
stool sort of eyes you up before
It was
handing
5
you
copper?
5 copper before
Alright,
handing you 3 of the sandbags.
that's,
and, Wait 1 minute, and he sort of goes down, collects some of the previous throws, and comes back and stacks them up back on the table. Don't want them interrupting your throws now, do we?
No, we don't. Thank you. Alright, so what do I roll to throw?
All right. So essentially a d20 plus dexterity, and roll it at disadvantage.
Alright, so, slash a 2d20. I'll just do the 2d20 and then add it on. So that is a 4.
Well, with the first one, you sort of grab it, and as you go to throw, the bag just and lands just in front of your feet. And goes, "Ooh, better not next time. You got 2 throws left."
I chuck it again! That's a 14.
Mhm.
Oh no, 15 actually.
This time, the sandbag sort of arcs through the air somewhat, kind of wibbling and kind of thunk. You see it kind of land and skid slightly, almost landing in the inner circle, but quite happily in the outer one. Very good, sir. 1 more throw to see if you can beat it.
I chuck it with all my might! I wish I could use that natural 20. I got so excited
This
when I
one-
saw the 20.
This one looks really good. You put all your might in it. It looks like it's going to land in the center, but it lands on the other side of the
I was
circle.
gonna say good.
Ooh,
Oh, wait,
close,
does he have
sir.
disadvantage on that?
He's drunk.
Oh.
No, it's
No,
it's disadvantage because I'm
fine.
throwing it backwards, isn't it?
Oh.
No, it's disadvantage because this is beyond essentially optimum throwing range for these things.
Oh, right.
Oh.
Okay.
They're about 30 to 40 feet away from you, and essentially, this is
It's
a heavy
Rex.
object. You probably aiming it. Your best bet is only at about 20 feet range. They're not heavy, but they're really not aerodynamic, and their weight sort of shifts around since they are a sandbag. So
It's rigged.
I look to the guy and go, do I
It's not
actually
rigged,
win
it's just
anything?
difficult. Indeed. For landing it in the outer circle, you get your 5 copper back, and he hands it back to you.
Hey!
Oh, fuck
True.
yeah.
I'm back up to the... What else can I win?
Land it in the inner circle, and you triple your. No one's done it today.
I hand him back the 5 copper.
Ah, someone who likes a challenge, I see.
Can I?
Very well, I
at
shall
this
go
time,
collect
can
the
I
bags.
Look for Cerno. Actually, no. I'd be looking for Agnes.
Alright,
Roll an investigation check, Boar.
I'm gonna chuck the thing.
Just fucking.
I'm
straight
gonna
up.
win some money! Oh! That's
This
a
throw arc
19.
through the air and lands heavily on the wooden center. Oh, very good, sir.
I get to throw again.
See if it was not just luck.
Ah,
This one falls rather short on the ground. Maybe it was just luck.
What you in?
come on, come on. Question: could I summon one of my spirits to help?
They're not tangible, are they?
No, but like give me advantage or like just balance it out.
No.
I don't think they
No.
give you. Does one of them give you advantage on dex checks?
No, there's one for the bear
Oh,
gives
this
me
is
strength.
dexterity?
Yeah,
This,
this is
um,
dexterity. This is throwing an
Oh.
object.
Bear gives me
is-
strength. The unicorn, you and your allies gain advantage on all ability checks. Made to no detect treat. No.
Then no.
Nope.
Nope.
Nope. I'm gonna summon them anyway, just for like moral support.
Oh, by the way.
Would he allow spellcasting?
Well, the guy gives you a very peculiar look as these two astral creatures appear around you. Now, sir, no funny business.
No, they're just here to give me moral support. Wish me luck, guys.
Right. Yet again, it lands short of the outer circle.
Ah,
Well, nonetheless, sir, you managed to land one of them in the circle, in the inner circle. First one today. Here is 15 copper.
yay!
Ooh.
So add 15 copper. Thank you. No.
Good day.
I pick up my
Oh,
tankards
his
of
tankard's
ale.
still there.
I pick up my tankards of ale and go, come on,
Please
guys,
tell me
let's
they're
go.
gone.
One
and I
of them
walk
feels
off.
significantly lighter when you pick it up.
I put it back. Here you go. You can have this. Enjoy. I
And then
didn't
just
want it
wanders
anyway.
off.
All right, so that's 15 copper. Do math. That is
15 copper.
yeah. Hang on.
So yeah, I
Hang on.
don't see Agnes. Who do I see?
That's
You
With the
wander
two.
around, holding on to Arsene and stopping her from screaming and escaping is taking most of your concentration at this moment in time.
Shit.
Is she still screaming? Like,
I'm
is
not
she just-
screaming, but I'm flailing.
I
Definitely
was gonna say, like, is she
uncomfortable
not
and trying to
accepted and
wiggle
just
free.
given up?
Mhm.
And just like hiding now in her.
What
cave?
happened to? I understand if you don't want to go. Fucking lying to me now, are you? Great.
Oh, yes, they are getting very weird looks. A bugbear carrying a screaming cloak, a squeaming, not screaming, cloaked individual.
I put my head up from embarrassment.
Although there is the tail, which just sort of hangs out from the bottom of the cloak.
Can you use my tail, like poke him in the eye?
Your tail is not as long as his arms.
God damn it!
Wait,
Seriously,
has he been carrying?
Bugbear's essentially lank.
Has he been carrying her above his head for
Not
an
above,
hour?
out in front of him.
Oh,
And yeah, most of the time.
I missed the near music.
how's this fire breathing thing going?
yeah. I'll
Well,
go to that when
it's
it's
beginning.
starting.
It's about 5 minutes off from starting.
I'm going to
Oh,
that.
Also, by
Agnes
the way,
says
I
that
might have to
pastry
duck
is
out
loading
real
also.
quick.
That's okay.
Well, you make your way towards what appears to be a small medium-sized stage setup with a series of tables sort of placed along them and several chairs. You see a few people sort of eagerly sat on these chairs waiting, and there's a guy with a very thin, twirled black mustache who's just shouting to the crowd, "We have a few more seats for anyone who else wants to take part."
Me.
Chance of winning the pot.
Me.
You, sir.
Me. I put the tankard
thought
down
you were
next to my
supposed to-
spirits. Make sure that no one drinks from this tankard. You got it, guys?
The bear just sort of sits down on top of it, and it now appears to have a tankard just inside of it.
Can,
Awesome.
5 gold for the entry fees, good sir.
Five
would
gold
hear
it
this
is.
commotion at this point?
Boar
passive
Boar
perception
and
skill,
Agnes would
okay.
have also reached here by this point, and so would Savangal if she was heading there.
So can we
Yeah,
see
she
it
would.
happening?
You
So-
can definitely see the small halfling with the spirit bear and unicorn following him around.
Agnes is standing near like the back, so she's not fully in view from him.
All
I
right.
get up
so,
Eating
onto
her
my
pastry.
seat. Right. What are we doing?
guys just kind of looks at you, goes, "Drink what they give you. Try not bring it back up."
Okay.
Oh, that sounds fun. I want to do this.
Oh, that's going to be a
A
constitution
few more
check.
seats.
Oh,
Is there
boy.
anyone else who wants to take the challenge?
Do you say fire breath?
Yeah.
Dragon breath elixir.
That could be anything then. I was gonna say I'm resistant to fire, but I mean,
wanna
it
give it a
hurt.
go?
No, no, I'm still flailing. This is just me.
I know,
thinking
boys
I'm-
asking.
No, no, it's standing in front of me. No.
Do I see them in the crowd?
At this point, you definitely notice the bugbear holding the cloaked individual, which you assume is Arsene.
Hi, guys! I wave to them. Really excited. I'm
Boy
excited to be doing
smiles.
this.
You try and
Like a
hide.
kid in a pantomime waving at his parents when he's meant to be doing his bit.
I'm desperately trying.
Oh, that's great.
Second.
Let me hide.
Can I
He
again-
doesn't see our scene though.
Can I again look for Agnes?
Mm. He did say he'd be right back, but Agnes would be.
No, I'm back.
Could I try
Agnes
again
is.
to look for
Mm.
the witch?
Certainly. Make a perception check this time. Okay. Yeah, no, you notice Agnes hanging near the back, being discreet.
And I say, here, watch after this one, and I go up to the stage.
Wait,
Our
have you
scene-
come over to Agnes?
Yep, he
Yeah.
comes over, just plumps down Arsene, and then heads towards the
Just-
stage, sticking his hand up in the air.
I'm
Just
even-
stick with. No, just stick with me.
Oh, there's a lot of people here.
It's better, trust me. Hide. We'll leave before they finish, so we're not associated with them anymore. It's fine, we just want to laugh.
There's like somewhere quieter than here as well. There's a lot of people here.
We'll
Oh,
leave,
amazing.
but first we watch them make a fool of themselves.
So, boy, you get to the stage, the man sort of takes a slight step back before going, "Would you like to test your metal? 5 gold?
Yeah, let's do this. I promptly hand him 5 gold for this.
Thank you. Make your way up to the seat. We have 1 seat left." And a dwarf sort of barges his way through to the front and also pays the man gold and comes sits down. The man claps his hands together. "Great, we shall begin then. The Dragon Breath Elixir Contest. Who can keep the most drink down? The winner is either the last one standing after 5, or the last one
Hold on,
to drop out.
everything's going beep boop.
Mm-mm.
This is going to be
Okay.
interesting.
Okay, just to
So-
quickly recap, he said the winner is essentially the people who get through all 5 drinks or the last one to drop out.
Okay.
So if no one gets to all 5 drinks, it's the last person standing wins the pot. And if you get to the last drink, you share the pot.
Okay.
All right, bring out the first one. And so a few of the 2 or 3 sort of barmaids come out and they place several drinks down. You notice there are about 10 other contestants, including Bor or Cerno. So there's not including Bor or Cerno. So there's 12 of you set upon this, and you each take a drink and drink.
It's
I
not the first
slam
person
it
to
down.
finish, though, right?
No, it's not the first person to finish. It's simply the person to hold it down. So it's a small glass. It's not quite a shot worth, but it's quite a small glass. you are talking like 1 or 2 gulps to get it down.
All right,
It's sort of a weird. It's a weird liquid. It sort of seems kind of thick and slight transparent, but seems to have like a slight hint of blue and red sort of swirling slightly. And as you drink it,
Alright, boy.
you get this weird feeling building up in your throat. If both of you could roll a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh, saving throw. Wow, okay.
Shit, I've already wasted a natural 20. Yeah, okay. I fucked up. I wasted my gold.
So that's a 2.
Shit.
What's the... Nah, that'll be fine. Not gonna
Can I
spell
do
out the whole
anything
thing.
to help myself? Nope.
I'm not doing much better.
Well, Ninja, roll a d4 for me, please.
Oh boy.
Hello?
Come on, roll 20. You can do it.
I'm not sure if you're saying hello to us or the.
To the website.
I think roll 20.
You guys, because everything goes beep boop again.
Roll a d4.
I already did. Oh, do I have to do it again?
No, roll a d4.
Natural 4.
Oh no.
All right, Ninja. Boar kind of downs it. It feels this sort of weird at the back of his throat. It's a weird sensation. Although the liquid, he can feel it's kind of gone down into his stomach. His suddenly gets a slight contraction, and he's nope, hold it down. And then there's a slight burning sensation at the roof of his mouth, and he feels his stomach contract again. And the mixture of these two, he just can't hold it down. And as Boar kind of leans forward, you see his mouth hanging open. All of a sudden, there's just these several crackles of electrical energy just leaping out of your mouth. And it's a very, very weird feeling because it feels like something's coming up from your stomach, liquid, but as soon as it reaches the roof of your mouth, it just instantly becomes this weird lightning energy. And when you finish essentially hurling, the feeling slowly fades. And you're out, I'm afraid. 2 down. We have 10 contestants left.
So I'm guessing someone else.
Someone else also threw up, but for them, what appeared to come out was actual flames before diminishing. It comes out a couple of inches from your mouth. I don't know, probably about 6-7 inches in length of this energy, lightning for Boar and fire for this gent who his own beard seems ever so slightly singed.
So no, it's slightly questioning this decision.
Bring out the next round. And
Boy pats Sono on the back, say you got this, buddy. And walks
the
off.
drinks are brought out and placed before everyone else.
Boy's gonna go ahead and look for just kind of like candy apples if he can find it.
You can roll an investigation check, but Cerno, as you drink it, make another Constitution saving throw.
Yep. Hang on, I'm just gonna spell it out all the way properly because I feel like I have to. There we go. Oh boy.
Unfortunately for you, and 3 others, your stomachs are just not quite up to the task. Roll a d4 for me, please. Comment.
Alright.
It's just poison that comes out.
Oh boy.
You're not far off. You feel a strange bubbling sensation in your roof of your mouth, and as you, what comes out is somewhat terrifying because it reminds you of a certain green dragon you fought recently. What comes into the air is this rather faint mist of what feels very much like an acid breath before, as it sort of gets past 6 inches from your face, it just sort of disperses into the air. It makes your lips sort of tingle slightly, but your stomach is now feeling much better. A few others up and down the rows seem to be exhaling similar things. You saw lightning, some more fire, and one of them seemed to breathe out just into the air before the air seemed to crystallize and form small icicles, and a bit of snow fell before melting rather quickly in the summer temperature.
Ugh.
It continues for a few more rounds with several people dropping out until what remains is a very uncomfortable looking very uncomfortable looking female elf. She's sort of holding her stomach as it's by about the fourth round everyone else has dropped out, and the agent comes over and goes, "Well, you've won the pot, but you might as well have your..." And she sort of looks at him with eyes of, "Do I have to?" before it's kind of slammed down in front of her, and she begrudgingly drinks it before
I'd like to say,
abruptly
once we've
erupting
seen-
fire from her mouth.
once we've seen Cerno throw up, Agnes taps Arsene on the shoulder, walks towards another pastry stall, buys 2 pastries, and then beckons to go find a quiet corner under a tree away from the crowds.
Now costs you about 9 copper.
Cool.
I
Does
pick
it have
up
to be the tree to which Savangal is playing in?
No, a quiet one.
I go back to my tankard and I pick it up. Is it any lighter? Did my bear?
No. People didn't seem to question the spectral bear sat on top of a tankard of mead.
So it's lighter?
No, as in people daring to go near the
okay.
spectral bear sat atop a tankard
Was
of
going
mead.
to a depth of 9. I didn't find any candy.
You did not find any candy.
I'm
For,
gonna ask about the fighting pit.
Oh yeah, I'll go look around for that.
Ah, a fighter, are you? Yes, well, so one of the guys ends up pointing you in the general direction. I hear it's just currently one-on-ones, just nothing too big at the moment.
Okay. I'm gonna start making my way over.
If I find out the same information, I'll do the same. Because I know my
it's
buddy well.
easy to spot boar.
I start following him. Are the rest of my spirit creatures still with me enjoying the festivities?
They are walking behind you, and it is causing people to sort of leave a rather open wake behind you because no one really wants to go near the weird spirit creatures.
It's a unicorn and a bear.
Some of them seem to see them, then look at their drink, look back at them, shake their head, and then just drink more. While others sort of skirt further away.
We go to the fighting ring.
Yeah.
All right. Well, currently there is a small fight. There is a fight going on. It's sort of in a grassy area. There's been what appears to be chalk powder just sort of sprinkled to create a ring. You're looking at about 45, maybe 50 feet wide. There's the odd tree sort of nearby, and there's a small crowd sort of forming, and there appears to be a cleric just sort of stood by. You can sort of notice the holy symbol hanging around his neck. Clearly, no one intending to be killed here.
Would I know the holy symbol?
It is not of cord,
Okay.
but make a religion check.
Which I have to open up 20 or DnD Beyond on my phone due to the fact that my computer doesn't like having 2 tabs open now.
Your religion is +2.
Is it a +2? It is a +2. Thank you. 11.
11. You're not entirely sure who this symbol might be. As far as you know, it's most likely a good deity, but other than that, you're just sort of at a loss for it.
Okay. Was gonna go over and ask the clerk who's winning so far.
That would be and at this you just hear a poof, and you turn to see that the half orcan male has collapsed, clutching his stomach to a rather haggard but very buff-looking dwarf.
Of course it's a dwarf. Of course it's a dwarf.
But the cleric goes, "Excuse me," and sort of quickly hurries over and
gives a nod.
helps the half-orc to his feet, muttering a small spell and seemingly reducing some of the damage, but clearly not all of it. Before before an elven gentleman steps in the pit and goes, "And we have our winner for this round." There's a small bit of applause, and the guy hands the person a small pouch of coins before turning to the crowd and goes, "Do we have any other contestants?"
Boy looks at his little buddy and the spirit animals next to him.
As he's doing this, you hear a, "Yeah, me," and a woman of rather pale complexion and quite short black hair. And when I say short, you're looking at somewhat of a pixie cut. Kind of steps into the ring. She looks quite muscular, not really wearing any armor at all, but wearing sort of ragged clothes and covering her, keeping her modest. But she looks quite buff, not wearing exactly much in the way of protection. And she sort of stands there and cracks her knuckles slightly.
Boy looks at Cerno. I like her style.
Good luck.
Boy, is anyone? Do I see anyone almost looking like they're about to go in?
Well, no one else appears to have volunteered.
Or if you're gonna go
Yeah.
in, just go and
As of yet.
fight.
She is, however, currently staring down most of the crowd.
When her eyes lock mine, I will give a slight bow and walk in.
All right, and as you walk in, and we have
Oh yes!
our next
Oh!
fight.
Oh,
Yes! Yes! Let's do this shit!
shit. Oh, good luck.
Oh boy.
Arsene and Agnes are nowhere near this.
I have just
No.
realised that.
It'd be too noisy over
There
there.
we go. Sorry,
Agnes has had her fun at the festival for now.
let me change that ever so slightly again. You're looking at.
She bought a few things. Saw
That's good.
two of her
There we go.
companions
Sorry, it's about
humiliate
20 foot
themselves.
to 25 foot.
She's had a good time.
What's up?
It's about
Cool.
20 foot to 25
luck.
foot. There you go. I had messed up slightly with the.
It is, isn't it?
Mm.
It's a lot of trodden earth, and there are specks of blood littering the dirt.
Oof.
Nice.
Boys.
How are we allowed to like stand near the close enough to the thing?
There appears to be a sort of general consensus to not go any closer than about 10 feet to the actual ring, just in case, I don't know, someone gets hurled out of said ring.
Mm.
Me and my bear are gonna stand behind Boar.
It will be about this time that your bear and unicorn disappear. You can only have them out for so long.
Damn
I
it!
like the idea of Sono doesn't realise that he's like acting all tough, like he's got a bear beside him, but it's just him.
I
Just-
looked to my left and right, and I was like,
They're
"Oh,
meant to last for a minute. Since they weren't actually granting bonuses, I will allow them to sort of persist longer. If you actually want them to
yeah, nah, it's
grant
cool."
bonuses, they can only hang around.
Yeah, I've
for a
used
minute,
both
I'm
my.
afraid.
I'll say I've used both my spirit totems for today because I summoned them both.
Mm. You gain them back with a short rest, but
Um,
all right.
good luck.
Boy is going to give a bow.
She just sort of goes, huh, on the guy and clicks her knuckles again before taking out the fighting stance. The guy goes, well, may the best person standing win. Begin! And
Can we
roll
tell
your
what race she
initiative.
is? I mean, Agnes isn't there. I'm just interested.
She looks human.
Mhm.
Just pale.
A pale
Well-
human, sort of short, black pixie
I
cut.
can relate.
21 to start off.
All right. That
Um,
means Boar goes first.
I will use my action to do patient defense and wait.
All right,
Ye-
so you take the dodge action.
Mm-hmm.
You either use your action to do the dodge, or you spend your key point to do patient defense, which is a bonus action.
Yeah, I'll do the dodge action.
Okay. I mean, spending the key point to do patient defense is essentially doing the dodge action as a bonus action, but it costs you
Yeah.
those.
I will wait for her to come towards me.
All right. Well, stand wait. She sort of clicks her knuckles together once again before just running forward, swinging wide. Let us see. 2d20s. Oh God, a 17 and a natural 20. So that hits well above your AC, I'm afraid.
Yes, it does.
Oh, God.
Oh Jesus.
She's drink.
So she comes charging forward, and although you're not quite expecting for the furiosity of this charge, and you sort of stand back slightly, but it's not quite back far enough as she sort of leaps and just punches you straight into the chest, and you stagger back slightly, coughing. 5 points of damage.
I smile. And I'm going to go hit her directly in the center of the chest.
Come on, Boar!
All right, well that definitely hits.
And with my bonus action, I will try to knock her off her feet.
Oh, you're doing. I should probably
Yeah,
change
try
the-
to trip her real quick. Or,
Uh,
or is that not a attack? I don't know what that is.
Uh, isn't that something which
I don't think it'd be
uh
a feature.
successful? It must make succeed in dexterity saving throw or be knocked prone. Are you using your
No, I wasn't using a key point. I was actually aiming for the leg to try to knock her down.
well, as a bonus action, you wouldn't really be able to do that. That's just sort of an attack.
Oh, well then I'll just punch her then.
All right, so roll your another attack.
Well, oh, that was the 20 plus 5.
Okay,
That was
so
the
roll
second
damage then. Yeah, that
Yeah.
definitely also hits. All right.
4 points.
So you let loose 2 sort of blows, hitting her square in the chest, then sort of clocking her around the jaw. And she turns to look
And-
back at you. Hmm?
And I will move slightly away from the pit, staying in her range of attack.
All right. As you move, she sort of turns to see you, and you see the blood dripping down the sort of corner of her mouth, and she sort of smiles, and you see rage build up behind the eyes before she lunges forward yet again.
Okay.
Raging. Well. Sorry, I'm not there.
Although
Yeah, you're not
the
there.
rage seems to somewhat cloud her judgment. As she lunges, you're able to predict this and manage to just get out of the way of one of her blows. She steps back, snarls slightly at you, but it is now.
I let out. I smile, and I go for her face. It's a 15.
Wow.
Just hits.
Oof.
5 points of damage directly to her face, and I will spend my first key action when I can get to it.
All right. As you
And-
slam her into the face, she sort of turns to face you again, smile getting broader, the blood beginning to run around her teeth. You realize this didn't seem to do as much as you had expected.
I'm gonna do the 2 attacks, and she has to make which one is it? I was looking at it a second ago, and I don't remember which one it was. And go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw if these two hit, which would be 7 plus 5, which that's
The first one swings wide, however, your second one is able to connect. What is the saving throw? Which take? I forgot what the saving throw.
and that'd be 5 points of damage for the one hit.
Certainly. I can't remember what she has to beat for your
That's actually a really good question. What I
classes monk. Give me a second. I shall quickly look it up. Leave a and
Hey guys, I hope you all enjoying watching us play Dungeons and Dragons. Thanks to Comet for streaming this for us.
Aw.
No problem.
Yeah.
Thank you for allowing me to stream it. I only stream it because you guys are comfortable with it.
I believe it's proficiency plus. I would assume it's 8 plus proficiency plus wisdom.
And the wisdom is a +2 modifier.
So 12. Let me check.
I have no clue. My proficiency.
8 plus your proficiency plus your wisdom modifier. Indeed. So if your wisdom modifier is 2, that means she has to make a save of 12 or higher.
Okay.
Dex, you said?
Yeah.
All right. Dexterity save. Ooh, she doesn't quite make it. So as you sort of lunge forward, you punch her, and she sort of steps back, seeming somewhat stunned, before you sweep her leg out, and she falls flat on her back.
Okay, that's it. That's all I can do.
She sort of looks at you before rolling back onto her front in front of you and jumping up. And as she does so, she seems to try and do an uppercut. Same roll as last time. You sort of beginning to get into your element, and seems a bit of a cheesy move. You're able to step out of the way as she kind of swings, managing to just miss you.
I'm going to attempt to try and spin kick her.
Roll
Which
your
is
attack.
jump up and hit her in the head. 14.
As you sort of jump up and try and hit her in the head, she just sort of ducks low, and you have to quickly regain your balance, landing somewhat unsteadily on your feet.
And I'm just going to turn around and go and try to kick her directly in the side of her ribs. No.
Nope. The landing kind of threw you off your balance slightly, and although you try and follow up with a following up kick, she sort of just dodges out the way, smirks, and then sends her own fist flying towards your face. This time, it lands squarely.
Oh, shit.
Let me check. Strength. You gain a bonus that increases. Yep. So she has an increase to her damage now.
Oh, shit.
+2. So she now rolls. Wow. 2 lower roll, but she does the same damage as you take another 5 points of damage as you feel her fist impact into your face.
Awesome. I'm going... Sparta kicker directly in the chest.
That manages to land. You sort of take a step, feel the blood beginning to run down your own lip, take a step forward, and plant your foot squarely onto her chest.
4 points of damage, and I will... You know what? I'm going to go ahead and spend another key point to do another thing of Fury Blows.
All right.
Which is a 12.
So that's a hit and a miss.
Yeah, and that'll be another D4. And go ahead and make her do a strength saving throw.
All right.
Which, if she doesn't do it, which my strength saving throw is +0.
No, it's still your wisdom.
Oh, it's still my wisdom? Okay.
So she has to make the strength saving throw against the DC, which is created by 8 plus your proficiency plus your wisdom.
So, which we said was 12. Okay.
Which she natural 20s.
Okay.
So as you try and push her back, you just sort of feel your leg hit hard, solid muscle, and she sort of looks down at you and goes to grab your foot, and you quickly withdraw it. Shame she couldn't have natural 20s on trying to hit you. I mean, what?
Oh,
She does succeed on another swing towards your face, dealing an additional 5 points of damage.
okay.
I seem to like 5s. This is unfair.
Same.
And sort of steps back.
Trying to think of more moves I could try to do.
Suplex.
Oh yeah,
Suplex?
it's an oval jam. I know it's an oval.
Yeah, I guess I'll try to suplex her.
Right. Well, make an athletics check. Or she to
I gotta
escape.
look at my
Athletics or
athletics,
acrobatics.
which is my athletics, my
Oh,
acrobatics.
Cerno will just call out from the
No.
crowd. Do a suplex!
It's a 16.
Yeah, she has to. She will also use her athletics to try and get out of this. She doesn't quite make it. You're able
Oh.
to grab her and roll a attack.
Which
Will she
is
end up on the other side of him since it's a suplex?
Yeah,
19.
that hits. Okay, deal your damage. As you manage to pick her up and slam her down behind you,
Ooh.
she sort of slowly gets to her feet, head sort of spinning. You stand back, somewhat smug of what you've achieved, before she suddenly swings around and tries to slam her elbow into your face.
Oh, is that my action and bonus?
Yeah,
Fuck. Okay.
because you had to grapple her and then also
Yeah,
essentially
okay.
put her to the ground. You did make her prone, but the fact is she just got back up, and since you guys
Yeah.
aren't really moving much. Nope. You man are still being somewhat dazed from having her head crushed. You sort of managed to dodge out the way as she walks around the side of you.
Still my
Right, your
fucking
turn.
attack of opportunity.
Look,
I
she
don't know
could
many
pretty much
wrestling
move
moves.
anywhere in this square and you wouldn't get an attack of opportunity on her.
You know what? I'm gonna go headshot. Why not? Go for an uppercut.
You manage to swing. You're trying to get underneath the chin. Her head turns slightly, and you slam the jaw, but roll damage. Sorry, more into sort of the chin jaw area.
5 points.
All right.
Uh,
You hear a somewhat
uh,
satisfying crack sound as her jaw now looks slightly out of line.
and I will do another Fury of Blows.
All right, you've
As
only got
a
1 key point.
spectator, how
remaining.
does each side look in terms of being battered?
They're both
21 and a 15.
they both hit, and they both look somewhat haggard, but still hanging on in there. All right, so that is 3, so 5 points. of damage.
And let's go ahead and make her do another fucking strength saving throw.
Another
I
strength
wanna
saving
push her
throw.
out. I want to push her out. At least fucking try to.
That is a failure.
Yes. And if I'm not mistaken, it was 15 feet.
I believe it's 10, but no, 15.
Wait, what did you do?
If the opponent does not make a strength saving throw, if it fails, you push it back 15 feet away from you.
What move did you use?
That's a Fury Blows.
So she gets pushed out of the circle, sort of spits at the ground on blood, and the announcer steps forward and says, "And pushed out."
Yay!
That makes you winner on Bolt, mister. And he hands you a small pouch of 7 silver.
Ooh, fuck yeah.
Woohoo! Yeah, boy!
Nice.
Unfortunately, you did
Um,
not stay in the entire downs, but nonetheless, a good fight. Who will be next? And then he sort of
Sono
The,
quickly puts both the hands down he was cheering with.
the female sort of spits blood at the ground as the actually she's raging. She has advantage on strength. She has advantage on strength.
So I'm just
Oh.
gonna go back to whatever my silver was.
Right.
I'll say it's 162. I don't remember.
Nope.
Okay.
Oh wait, no. 12. No, she succeeds.
Okay. We're
Never
still fucking
mind.
going at this. Let's go.
Still going at it.
Let's go.
Oh no!
Shit. That's actually really bad because I gotta book out. Fuck.
All right. So her turn. She tries to punch you in the face again.
Okay, let's do
Seeing
this.
what you did, not best pleased at it, although she sort of still staggers slightly at the force of the blow, leaving a rather wide opening for you to easily get out of the way.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead. I don't know many. I'm gonna just aim directly in the dead center of her face.
That hits. Roll damage.
And with the other blow, I'm gonna come up following that. I'm gonna go directly underneath the chin to see if I can get her to fly up a bit. Yeah, 15.
Although, so you're able to roll damage. So you're able to punch forward, and you hear a satisfying crack sound as you bring back one fist. You see that her nose is sticking out at an odd angle. As you try an uppercut, she manages to sort of get her fists up, and you punch straight into her arms. It leaves quite a mark, and you realize you've done you've done damage, but not the uppercut which you were intending. She's beginning to look a bit haggard.
Okay.
Bah, bah, bah.
No one joins in.
Bah. Sono doesn't give a crap. Bah.
21.
Bah.
That hits.
Yeah, that hits.
As you take, oh look, it's not 5, it's 6.
That's a whole point more.
She's looking quite haggard. You're looking not quite, but still rather haggard. And she sort of just smiles at you as she brings her fist back from connecting into your shoulder. That shoulder's beginning to hurt a fair bit.
Alright, going to take, I guess let's try to do another spin kick. It's an 18.
That does hit. You connect, you feel the damage, but you see just the red in her eyes seeming to be glowing more as she's beginning to froth from the corners of her mouth.
Oh, fuck. And with that, I'm gonna spin around with the other foot to try to do the same thing. 24.
Yeah, no, that definitely hits.
What's the crowd
As
doing
she
right
takes-
now? Are they into this fight?
Oh yeah, they're cheering, they're sort of waving them on.
I'm sitting on top of my tank.
They're really close. All right.
Alright, let's fucking do this.
All right. So she lunges forward to you again. Also, who do we?
Ourselves. She's going to
Ah.
bed.
Night, Sophie. So that is a 16. That just about hits. And as you see the real rage in her eyes, she slams into you. Her fist dealing 7 points of damage. And this time you feel the spark of something else, something sort of latching onto your soul and draining some of your energy.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
And she deals an additional 3 points of necrotic damage. So that's
I
10
was
points
about
of
to
damage.
ask, is that fucking necrotic right there?
Oof.
Yep.
Okay. Gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna unleash on her.
It's not voodoo. That hits.
That, and I'll roll the damage altogether, and I will do the Fury of Blows, which is a natural 20 and
Ooh.
what?
All right.
That's
So
14.
roll your damage separately, but that's 2 hits.
Roll d4 plus a 3, and that's for the first one, and then that's 20. I double the dice, or
Just roll it again. D4 plus 3.
okay,
Okay,
5.
so that is 4. That's 7. Okay, so that's all right. She's looking quite haggard, but she lunges forward yet again.
And with that, I am out of
14.
key points. So
She
what?
14.
Yeah,
So she lunges forwards and just misses. You see that she's looking rather haggard now.
How loud's the
I'm gonna-
crowd being?
Oh, they're really roaring and getting it.
I'm
It's
going
about
to
a
go
crowd
ahead.
of 40 people really cheering on this fighting.
How
Cerno,
loud
you
does
do
a healing word have to be?
Don't. Don't.
Has to be heard by Boar.
Yep, no, then.
I'm
And you
going
notice
to
that the
jump
cleric
up.
is sort of stood at the edge, clutching his holy symbol, just glancing between the two.
I am going to jump up and try to elbow or knee her directly in her face. Be a 16
All right, that hits.
with that, and with the other one, I will.
You managed to knee her into the face. She doesn't have. She seems to be slowing in her responses. She kind of looks back at you. You see the red in her eyes seems fading slightly, but still standing.
I will go ahead, stand back, and do a Superman punch.
Roll your attack.
Natural 20!
again.
Roll your die. Let's see. Oh, she is. You Superman punch her. She staggers back. You look at her, expecting her to fall, and she just seems to ever so slightly cling and glares at you. Throwing one final punch. 16, that hits.
Oh
Uh-huh.
boy. Oh, it's so close.
Seriously, she's on 1 HP. 6 points of damage.
All right.
Oh!
Thank God I have 2 attacks. I'm going to walk up her, jam her twice in the stomach. That's a 20.
That's a hit.
And when she begins to fall, I'm going to catch her so she doesn't fall too hard to the ground.
So you step forward, swing, just crack her around the jaw, which you've already weakened, and you hear a kunk as you see it seem to displace slightly, and you're able to just catch her as the priest rushes over, clutching his holy symbol, and performs a cure wounds on her. And we have a winner!
Yeah!
And he comes forward, pulls out a different pouch to that weird time interval thing, and chucks it to you. That pouch contains 10 gold.
Oh, fuck yes! Where's all this at?
Yeah!
So now make a perception check.
Okay. Did it? Well,
10 gold.
10 gold.
So
perception. I'm pretty keen on this match. What do I see?
You notice as Boar's being given his money, his opponent sort of gritting her teeth, sort of just takes her own hand, and as she sets her jaw back in, you notice that there's a slight flash of energy, and her wound starts to seemingly heal slightly.
Hmm?
Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Does
You
Boy
notice that
notice
her
this?
eyes seem to. The red is gone from them, but they seem to darken momentarily before returning to their normal color. And she looks slightly less damaged as she's after clicking her jaw back in before sullenly walking off into the crowd.
I know what
Boy's
that is,
going
but
to
does
walk
Cerno?
out.
Does Cerno have any idea?
Make an intelligence check.
Intelligence.
Alright, and with that, I will be right back.
+1.
Yeah, I will be right back, guys.
In. Yes.
He's heard that people. I mean, he knows of healing magic, and he's heard of some people that can be quite in tune with healing magic. He assumes this may just be some spell he's not too familiar with.
Okay.
All right. So, what does everyone else do during the rest of the day, making their way to
Has
dusk?
Seven Gold made by performing in that tree?
Sevengal has made 17 gold, 8 silver, and 12 copper.
Yay! How much silver again?
8,
And how many copper?
12.
Thank you.
Agnes and Arsene have had a conversation which we've had in DMs.
All right.
Yes.
While that was happening, we thought it'd be easier.
Is there anything you want to share with the DM? Send it to me.
What I messaged you about has now been given to Arsene.
TY.
Okey-dokey.
That's
And,
really
is
important
Ninja
stuff.
back?
Thank you.
Apparently not.
All right. Well, Sano, is there anything else you do during the day?
Well, I've seen the fighting ring. Not particularly interested in joining it myself. There weren't any other games around, were there?
None that you noticed with your incredible investigation check.
Alright. Can I go try and find Agnes and Arsene and join them for the dusk magic thing?
Yeah, Agnes and Arsene would be going to that, I assume. Or Agnes wants to.
So you want me to roll
Sure.
investigation to
Might
find them?
as well. Maybe I'll hang near the back.
Yeah, make investigation. We'll say that you guys spend the rest of the day eating, perusing, and seeing what else the festival has to offer. Savangal, are you making your way to the dusk event?
Agnes
Sure.
and Arsene wouldn't really be
Finally! I
going
found you
through the
guys!
crowd. Oh god.
As you skirt around the edges,
Wow.
a familiar halfling appears beside you, Agnes.
Wow.
He has wide, bright
Hi.
eyes and looks eccentric that he's finally managed to pin you down.
I've been looking for
Does he
you all
still have
day!
food?
Where the hell have you been? I've got
I've-
booze!
Been about, that's very nice for you.
I
I
didn't have much say in the matter. But here,
Mm. Oh,
we can
thank you.
drink it tonight or something.
Sure. We're about to go see the magic show. Would you like to come join us?
Yeah!
Although you may need to go up near the front in the children's seating area, but we'll be heel grip.
I can just ride on Boar's shoulders. Or yours. Doesn't really matter. Shoulders
Where
are
is
shoulders.
Boar's shoulders? Where is he?
I'm going to say, for convenience sake, Sono dragged him around until he found you guys.
And I'm guessing he looks at state.
Yeah, he looks quite beat up,
Hmm.
on the brink of staying conscious.
Oh, I'll
I think
cast
he
Cure
needs
Wounds
to
on
drink
him.
more than me.
Okay, he looks slightly less on the brink of falling unconscious.
I think he needs this drink more than me, so no.
We can all share it.
What's up?
I just cast some cure wounds on you, and
Sano healed you.
I found them finally with a nat 20.
It took a nat 20 to find us.
Yep.
No sneaky deaky.
We are going to go find the magic show, which happens just after dusk, and
Can I?
Yeah.
Can I look for the woman I just had a fight with?
Sano dragged you around with him to find Agnes and Arsene.
So no.
Unfortunately, not at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's
Paul got into a nice fight. He suplexed someone. It was awesome.
Oh.
The lady was a bit weird though.
Seven go roll an investigation check.
Did it go better than the drinking competition? I assume.
A lot better. I won.
Yeah, he
Hmm.
won.
Rather than dropping out first.
You don't see your troop, although you do recognize one or two other bards playing, having met them in your travels, and you ask them if they happen to know where your troop is, and they say that they believe they were more north of they were up near the north of the Sword Coast, more north than Neverwinter at the very least, performing for their festivals rather than winters.
All right, she leaves them a message to tell them that she's still around and she's doing fine. To
They say
send
if
back to them
they
if they
say if
got
they
there.
see them, they'll pass it on for her.
All right, she thanks them and then walks on her way.
All right. So, dusk finally settles, and you all
Magic show.
make your way to the field which you had seen closed off before. It's about. You're talking probably 90 feet along each edge of cornered off field with a small stage set in the middle. No larger than 20 feet in the middle. As you hang around, the sky begins to grow darker and darker as the fading light of the setting sun disappears. The sky is somewhat overcast with clouds, and there are a few torches stuck in the ground. All right, and a few torches are stuck in the ground, dotted around the place, allowing those of more human descent the ability to still see and not look into things.
I'm hanging out with. We're all hanging out together, I assume, so we're at the edge of the crowd as well.
So I assume Tano is on people's shoulders.
Yeah.
They can't see.
The crowd continues to gather. There's hushed talk. Hushed talk is shared as they wait. Glancing around, unsure of exactly what to expect. Your eyes are drawn to movement on stage, set way off in the center of this field.
Ooh,
All
we get to
robed
hear...
and
I said, ooh, we get to hear native voices. Yay!
4 robed and hooded figures now stand in a circle upon it. You watch as one bends down and lights the 8 or so candles which have been placed in the middle. Upon standing up, he gives a short nod, stood up front. Ladies and gentlemen, feast your eyes and allow us to entertain and enthrall with the showing of a tale many may know. The voice booms out across the crowd. The guy has his hands outstretched, and it is unnaturally loud for the voice, but clearly, certainly so. Looking at the stage, you notice that the figures stood have the one at the front has lowered his hood. A beard reaches down to about his chest, and a mess of medium-length hair sit upon his head. Both appear to be brown but greying in colour. The 2 robed figures on either side start to slowly move their hands in motion. The sleeves of their long robes, not quite the length of Savangau's, but still long-sleeved, sort of coming up just over their hands, sort of casting their hands into shadow. The hoods keeping their faces in shadow. Only the one at the front can you actually see both hands and face. As they sort of move their hands around their sleeves, seem to flow through the air. Behold! A bright flash of light emanates from the center of the circle. This light shoots skywards. Your gaze quickly follows. There's a crack as it reaches its apex, and the light splits and dims while giving off a shower of gold. You notice the clouds around begin to slowly flow and move closer, taking up shapes. War has been known to this world from its creation. Another crack of light. The clouds twist into forms, gaining color and texture. Several take on the shapes of dragons, gaining the coloring of the metallics, whilst others twist into giant humanoid forms, ranging in size and color. Several more cracks of light ring out. As they do so, you see the dragons move as if releasing breath attacks. Frosty white, fiery red, and electric blue, all flashes of light being given off. The giants seem to recoil before retaliating as flashes of blue and white bolts of lightning appear.
Ooh.
Grey specks of boulders as they splinter against dragon scales. The voice rings out over the crowd, loud enough to be heard over the distant explosions off in the sky. A war between giant and dragon raged for enough decades no side could rule its start. It seemed endless. The sky reflects both, dragon and giant falling, the clouds dissolving as they do so, only for them to twist and new creatures as they do so. This generation, however, was brought to a close by the rise of a greater foe. 7 heads of muted color, mother of all chromatics. The clouds twist and form a red-bodied dragon, each of the 7 heads reflecting a different color from the chromatic scale. 7 cracks of light, each seemingly released from each of the heads, giving off their own breath attack towards the crowd. You hear sort of gasps and small murmurs. Tiamat, her legacy lasts to this day. She was, however, not without her rival. The clouds shift once more to form a dragon with a singular head. However, you see them begin to take color and texture yet again, forming that of platinum scales, the dragon in a regal pose. Bahamut, gold in heart, silver in tongue. The dragon seems to give a long bow before dissolving. The unified forces of giant and dragon fought back this evil. As he's speaking, the clouds yet again come alive with blasts of light, as they show both dragon and giant attacking. The lights dazzle and awe, seeming fireworks. They dance across the sky and along the scales of each dragon depicted, glinting and shining as they do so. Our tale is not without sacrifice. To seal Tiamat, Bahamut was also banished from this plane. As he speaks, the flashes of light subside and the clouds stop driving back to a natural dark and somber. But we remember him, showing thanks by reliving the dancing lights that aided him in this task. After a few seconds of these words ringing out, the clouds suddenly shift to show a much larger dragon form, and several blasts of light this time go off. Gold and red, they dance over this dragon's scales, and gives a nod before reaching back its head and unleashing an almighty roar which deafens. As the roar finishes, its mouth closes, 2 more blasts of light, gold and a red, before it disperses. The robed figures each give a long bow before slowly making their way off stage, whilst the crowd roars with thunderous applause.
Yeah!
Ooh.
Woohoo! Yeah!
I assume you all stood together.
Yeah.
Yeah, boys sitting down to take a rest during all of this.
No, I can't see.
For her.
All right. Yeah, you were. I mean, Sona, you can't see the people on stage, but you could see what was happening. No worries, Jam.
Oh, good, Jam.
We'll call it to an end shortly. Shortly.
Mm,
I'm gonna do another fight.
not another fight.
Not getting into another.
But
As the cheering sort of subsides, you guys hear a voice stood next to you going, pretty good. Yet nothing beats seeing a true ancient dragon scale shimmer. Now that is something you can aspire to see.
I look to where the voice is coming from.
how
What?
would
Me
you
too.
know?
Stood
this?
next to you, having appeared without you really realizing, is a medium height woman of somewhat slim, elven like build, but her face has very strong human features. She has shock white hair and wearing relatively plain clothes, and was looking up, had her arms crossed, but is now just sort of looking at the ground and then glancing over you.
Oh, she looks really good.
I've seen enough dragons for my lifetime at the moment. I think I'm fine.
Same.
Night Eyes pops out the hood.
Not you.
Seven
The other
sneaks up
one.
to try and pet them.
Was that purple?
She sneaks up right behind her to go pet her.
Wait, who?
Seven
The
go there.
woman. As you sneak up behind her, actually roll a stealth check. All right, as you sneak up, you're just reaching out to pet her, and she seems to suddenly spin around before petting you on the head and then taking a step back away from your
Oh,
Oh, I like
stepping
this
away from your poor inquisitive one, I see. And to
I'm
answer
gonna
your
go first.
question, I have not seen, but I do wish to. I hear it's a sight.
one. No,
be really cool.
Eh,
I mean, I think I'd be terrified.
I mean,
yeah, our past
Yeah.
experience with dragons hasn't been.
No, yeah, totally
Friendly.
not.
Do share.
Big.
Well,
I think Night Eyes has been pretty good.
Night Eyes is fine. I'm talking about the other one.
Oh, the big one that you pissed off.
yeah, the one
That
I've
one.
uppercutted with Cerno with me. Yeah.
Hang on, that wasn't my
The woman
fault.
gives a light chuckle. You've uppercutted a dragon?
Yeah.
It was something.
I assume a chromatic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you
Are poison
know?
dragons chromatic dragons?
Yes, green
Chromatic,
dragons are.
chromatic just have colors. Metallic are
Okay. Yeah, so it
gold,
was a
silver,
chromatic then.
copper,
Yeah,
brass.
it
So
was
a
chromatic.
green
How
dragon is
do
chromatic.
Okay, yeah.
You know.
Well, I don't think you would have uppercutted a metallic dragon unless you're not true of heart.
Dear.
Hmm.
Although an interesting bunch you guys make.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's a nicer
How would a
thing we've
group
been
like
called.
you come together?
What's up?
You know,
Also, Savangale, make an intelligence check.
How did we
sometimes
come
things
together?
Happen.
Certainly.
Convenience.
That's a long
Oh
story.
no, that's a boring story.
Inconvenience.
There must be something more interesting behind it.
Um,
Hmm.
All
uh,
ended up
I
working
needed some
together.
gold.
Yeah. Ended up.
Yeah, it's.
I was a bit
No sense of
low.
intrigue,
mean-
any of you.
I
Um,
mean,
Yes, you know
before
what to
me
say.
and
Huffing.
this little me and my friend here found each other. We were both in a fighting ring.
Now
Shut
see,
up,
that's
shush.
interesting.
No, we agreed not to talk
See,
about
guys
that.
were in a fighting ring.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right,
You didn't hear
okay,
that.
That's fine. I didn't hear it. I'll pretend I didn't hear it for your sake.
None of you heard that.
Uh,
Oh, but I did.
Oh, you won't
I
repeat
like
it.
this woman, by the way. I really like
Oh.
this woman so far.
Well, what brought you to this?
We'll
place?
see.
Oh,
We'll see.
Oh
He
boy.
gives a small smile to you.
But
That is a bold claim, but one I would not put past you.
I rolled a 9.
I know. I'll message you
Can
in
I-
a bit, Purple.
can I
kill
insight
those,
check this woman?
Certainly.
This is my
kill those
insight.
ghouls too.
What are
Ugh.
you trying to discern?
Just basically get a general read. Like, is she fucking with us right now, or
I'll do an
is she being
insight check
generally
as
honest?
well to see if there's if she's got some sort of ulterior motive for talking to us.
A fool to believe that you could do that, miss?
Mm, mm.
What do you got? Is it better than mine?
Oh god, it's the same as yours, but it's a natural.
Where's the plus 5 in charisma?
We don't know
Is
shit.
it charisma?
Well, considering it's a
plus
natural
5.
one, I will give it to you, Ninja. Um,
Fuck.
Agnes, you actually struggle to read this person.
Mm-mm. Wow.
I'm rolling insight to see if there's an ulterior motive that she has for talking to us.
Mm.
I know, Jam,
Max.
but
What
I am
is that?
stating you are struggling to read this person in that particular manner. So Ninja, what were you trying to get a read? Seems
If she's just
generally,
fucking with us, like, yeah,
she
general.
generally seems somewhat interested and believing in yes, Jam. But there are crucial words in that which state certain things. Right. So she seems generally interested, not exactly out to take the piss out of you, but also somewhat amused and intrigued. However, she seems somewhat lofty. Comet, what were you trying to deter?
I was trying to see if there was an ulterior motive for talking to us, like another reason other than just general interest.
Her motive seems to be general interest in you as people.
Sure, the festival's more interesting.
Oh, I've been to a few.
Did you happen to see my fight?
No.
Oh,
How did it go?
He
went
suplexed
pretty good.
someone.
yeah, it was fun.
Uppercutted green dragon? Suplex? Intriguing.
He's annoyingly strong.
Couldn't take a hit for his fucking
Cerno starts
time.
giggling to himself
Level what?
at the thought.
She's not she's not the woman which Ninja fought.
No,
The
she's
sprite,
not.
the
She's short.
sprite which I had simply had white hair, but that woman had a black sort of pixie cut.
Mm.
This is a woman with long flowing white,
And
shock
she's
white
shorter.
hair.
Cool. Very, very cool.
May I ask your name, ma'am?
You may.
Sorry.
What's your name?
Yeah.
There we go. Just call me Alicia.
Insight check.
Alicia. Okay. Insight.
All right, you can make inside checks, but she can roll again as well.
Fine. 18.
She seems
Plus
truthful.
1. What did she get?
She seems truthful in what she says.
Seems true. Okay. Should we introduce ourselves too?
Hello, Alicia. We are the Syrcas.
That was nicely done,
And
Sana. Did really good.
puffs out his chest a little and looks rather proud at himself that he's actually managed to speak.
You did a good job.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Good job, Cerno. And Samuel pet Cerno.
I'll remember that name. See if you do
Hmm.
anything intriguing, important, perhaps.
I like this woman. I really do. I get a good vibe from her.
We'll try our
So,
best.
where do you come from?
Oh, about further down the Sword Coast, more south from here.
Isn't that
Mm.
where the war's broken out? Isn't that
Not
where
that
the...
far south.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. Well,
right.
My
good to
business
know.
here? Oh, well, simply to observe, enjoy the festival, the stories which get told.
How
Mm,
old does this woman
well,
look, by the way?
Hard to tell.
Is she
I'm
Human,
very
human,
capable
elvish?
of defending my. She is built somewhat like an elf, but she has very human features and.
Okay.
Actually, make perception checks, both of you.
Perception.
+2.
right. Are you enjoying your
Sono's still too
time
proud of
with
himself after speaking to a stranger.
Yeah,
So
no,
fun.
that's all that you get. She may be. She looks. If she was human, probably maybe in her 30s. If she's elven, she's older than 100, but you can't really tell. Elves age incredibly slowly, so she could be anywhere between 100 and 300, and you'd have no idea.
So, Agnes,
Well,
What's your favorite story?
was there anything else on tonight after the show, or?
no, I believe that was it.
Oh,
Although there's always drinking.
Oh God. I
I've had
think
enough
Sir
of
had
drinking for
enough of
Fine
today.
adventurers like you could share many a tale over it. Thus, you
Ah.
have indulged my joy of socializing. Now, perhaps see you guys around. Well, that she sort of
Have a good evening.
turns somewhat on her heel. I'm
Uh,
guessing Seven says that, Purple?
Yes.
She turns and looks at you and goes, I have several. Although, I must say, tonight's one does have a particular soft spot in my heart. Before she does start walking away.
Bye.
Sono waves. He doesn't stop waving and puts his hand down with the other hand.
With that, I think we should call the session to a close.
Wow. I'll
Boy
put it in my
waves
notes
at the lady.
quickly. Met
I like her.
cool lady called
Nice plug, Purple.
Yeah.
Nice plug.
Good job, Purple.
Wow. Nice. Good plug. Good plug.
Well done.
They won't see the plug. They won't see the plug. They won't see anything.
I mean, the fact that I pointed out the
Okay.
plug and you spamming it, which really isn't gonna
And
do
people
much.
can pause.
What was her name? Alicia?
Shoo.
Yes,
Okay,
Alicia.
double checking.
Alicia.
Yeah.
Not sure.
I was really fucking scared, by the way, for Boy. As soon as I saw the 1 HP, I'm like, oh, either this could go really bad or really good in my favor.
What you
Yeah,
rolled? You
that's
rolled
good time.
you rolled a 7, didn't you? If you'd rolled a Actually, what is your modifier on?
I'm just
What
going
is
to
my
say
modifier on
the
what?
festival went well. Nothing burnt down. I'm quite happy, quite chuffed.
I pissed off a wee one, but
I spewed up poisonous gas.
Mhm.
Normally that should come out the other end.
Wow.
Joy. Agnes is getting there.
she's mad at Boy.
Isn't
I know.
yes.
So, is there another
Agnes is
session
out
after
of
this
arguing
until
bad
the break sub, or?
There will indeed be a session on the 29th.
Also, before this closes, Boy is going to go out and look for candy for Arsene. to make it up to
We
her.
should pick up exactly where we left off.
Making me feel like a child.
Alright then, so that'll be a
But
session
I'm like
after
a
that.
child of the group
You're not
now.
far off when you're in social situations.
Alright. I'll close this out here. Thank you for watching this episode of Dummies and Dice. I think we all had fun. I think we can all agree it was nice to have a change of pace from the rough and tumble of adventuring and have a different kind of adventure. The social kind of a festival. So, yeah, that'll be the end. Thank you for watching. We'll catch you at the next episode. Bye-bye!
see
She's
ya.
like a kid. She is a kid.
Just leave
uh,
my seat on.